So, here we go. All ready now for our challenge warm up. So, as usual, just double checking if you can see me and if everything is working as it should be. So, Beate, you are entering, so it should work now. Hi Marilyn, so wonderful that you're joining me here. And it's getting dark here, I'm just realizing that. So maybe we can add a bit more light here too, so that you can better see what I'm drawing here. Okay. And Sue, hi Marianne. And obviously no comments visible, so I'll switch here on my computer to see it. Hi Sandy, to see you. Loretta, hi. Sunny sounds good, it's wonderful. Hi Annika. Hello, oh, I can read your comments. Hi Brigitte, it's been a while that this worked. So hi Natalie and Elizabeth, Pam, Diane, hi. So it's been a while that this is working. I'm really glad that finally I can read your comments now. And Beate, you're here too, Linda. And yes, I'm looking forward to the challenge as well. It's really wonderful that we do this again. Yeah, the mini ink challenge is kind of the very first challenge that I did. And so it's special for me as well. Margaret, Claudia, hi. Hi Peggy. Pamela, so wonderful that you're already. Is anyone new to challenges? David? Oh, David, I know you have already done a few challenges with me. Who is new for the challenges? Hi Millie, Susan. I know I see many familiar names. So we've done quite a lot of challenges together already. Salut Fabienne. Have you already prepared this little booklet? I think Fabienne, you did it for the last challenges. A little booklet. But you can also use these frames here. You simply print it out or you draw it yourself. You see, these frames are quite small, so it is easier to do the sketch when they're small, but I will tell you now. We will do a sum up of all the things that we should take into consideration, or at least talk about it. And Pam, you're new to the challenge, that's good. So today I'm talking about the conditions. There are no rules, but guidelines, and I'm happy to share them with you. The most important one is this. It's about the 3 minutes. I will nevertheless turn the phone now because I simply like to directly draw and talk so that you can better see it. My cutout windows are ready. Yes, Sandy, you have always used the 2 versions. So she is using these frames here, and then she is putting another little frame above, and so using 2 different drawing styles, which is really wonderful comparison. And you are drawing in your bullet journal, Fabienne, that's a good idea as well. So it's really up to you what you're going to do. But hi Leslie, the most important part here is really to be in a small frame, because then it is simply quicker and easier to do. So I have here even a checklist to really think of all the, before we look at our warm-up motif, I'll go with you through the checklist. So I can put it here directly. This time I'm going to draw the warm-up sketch directly here on my challenge frames. Usually doing this in a sketchbook, but why not directly here? So we have here the warm-up. And the main idea here is really to stay within the 3 minutes, but it should be no stress, but the idea is really the focus. So if you are feeling under pressure when you're using the 3 minutes, you can also use 5 minutes if you want. Otherwise, some already started using a song. So you could, for example, for these three minutes, use a song, which is kind of, well, relaxing. And additionally, you have more a feeling how much time you've left. So a song can be really a helpful tool as well to get a feeling for the 3 minutes. But I can already assure you that these 3 minutes will quickly get into your muscle memory as well. And you know a bit, you have this feeling about the time and the amount of time you still have left. So this is important. And it is also the size of the frames. So I recommend to draw them really small, like these frames here. You see, they're really a third of a pen from the size, so it is really very small. And the big advantage here is that you do not need so much time for the big strokes, because this for sure is time intensive, and it's kind of frustrating if you don't finish in time, because you need so much time for the strokes as they are much longer. So you get more details then. And black and white versus color. Feel free to do what you want or what you wish to do. So for example, today's motif is a really beautiful one, and those who enjoy using color might feel tempted to add color. So look at it, it is really amazing, and it's really a stunning color. So my idea here is to simply start with a 3-minute sketch first with ink, and then you can stop, make a photo of it, a picture of it, and then you can add color if you want. So it's really up to you. And as I said, only guidelines, but no rules. So you can be really relaxed with this. So I'm just checking right now if we all, I think these are the most important things. And for sure the ink, you can use anything you want. So for example here, you can use ink like this one here, or you can just test it out, which one you prefer. If you want to work with a brush like this one, or use different ink pens. So this one is very bold, so you might try it out or combine it while drawing. So this helps also to be really ready with a few ink pens next to you, so that you can switch between them if you want. 3 minutes are quite long, but nevertheless they're quite short if you need to search for another pen. So if you're ready, I would say we just start with our warm-up sketch, and then the questions, in case they arise, you can always write them to me. I'm just looking at your comments before. So Susan, I'm looking forward to it as well. And Dorothy, no, today is the warm-up. We start with day number 1 on the 1st of October, so in exactly 1 week. And then we start with the challenge. And Beate, you have everything ready. Wonderful, wonderful. So I'm looking forward to it as well. So I'm starting now the 3 minutes. And while we are drawing, and let's start, I'm using this middle thickness of the pencil. And here it's really about your way of experimenting as well. I'm always adding a tiny little drawing tip to each of those motifs. Like this one here, I would recommend you to start with a structure, just to get a feeling for it, and to get a feeling for the rhythm of the leaf, as it is a bit, well, kind of complex when you look at it. So you can, on the one hand, look at it very roughly, focus more on its nature, or on the other hand, if you want to draw it a bit more detailed, you can, for example, use the structure of the leaf as a guideline, so that you capture more of its special characteristics this way. And then I can redraw and add more darkness to this structure here. Or maybe use another pen that is not as thick for the finer structure, but just for the stem of the leaf, it's quite dark here. And that was quite quick now. I hurried up because, yeah, I think it's more at the beginning, it's more to get a feeling how long it takes to draw. So in this case, I have lots of time left, and feel free to experiment and to just look at the motif and try different techniques or maybe a different approach. That's why I'm always adding a tiny little drawing tip to each of those motifs, so that you can experiment a bit more and try new techniques and new methods. So now we can, for example, add a bit more background. And here as well, it is all about focus, because, for example, I could also draw all the other leaves as well, and you're welcome to do so. But here right now, I'm not really in the mood of adding more leaves. So I'm just focusing more on the background, just to create more, well, density here and more information, and to create more focus on the leaf. So this is really something that I find personally very interesting when I'm making a 3-minute sketch. There's not enough time to draw everything. So for me it is really this, well, differentiation. What am I interested in and what am I going to draw? So the rest is more the background. That's why I'm going to draw it with less details and definitely not in the focus. But there's still time, so I keep sketching. And you see, it is really a lot of time to add more and more information here. And to just try out. Oh, it's over. So we just did it and we finished the very first warm-up sketch. And the main idea really here is to be in a kind of experimentation mood and to just try out what you can do with ink. So please don't feel under pressure when we're doing this. Just see it as an invitation to experiment. Oh, we could write it here as well. It's an invitation to experiment, because for sure it's a 3-minute sketch. So it is never perfect, but it can be really super expressive. And especially when you continue and when you draw now for 9 days, a 3-minute sketch, you can really go deeper here and experiment with the different drawing styles every day. And that's why I really invite you to stick with ink, with the brush or the pen, because this helps to at least get one side cleared, because then you know it's always the same pen. This kind of frees up a bit more this focus, and you can, well, concentrate more on the experimentation. So if we, for example, have a motif that you've never seen before and never drawn before, and you have always different pens and you have always the time pressure and you always experiment, there are a lot of different things to think about. So I would reduce it. I would really only draw with ink, maybe add color later. So then you have really always the same tool, and then you can experiment with the way you're working here. And you can apply the drawing tips that I'm sending together with the reference picture. You will get the very first one on the 1st of October. Every day you will receive then a reference picture and a drawing tip for 9 days. So this will really give you also the possibility to draw it a few times if you want, or later during the day. It really is very flexible and you have no stress at all when to draw it. And this was interesting. I'm happy you think so. I'm just checking if there are any questions. Feel free to write me and to tell us, or someone is answering them, because I know we have now already a big group who has already done several challenges with me. So I'm sure you can answer a lot already. But the main parts here are really no stress. Simply focus on what you want to draw. So no stress at all. Use a song if you want, it's even more comfortable if it's not a loud noise ringing on the phone. Draw it in a small frame. You can draw it in your sketchbook or here. Use these frames so that you really have the time to finish it, what you want to draw. And yes, feel free to experiment. So, I love that leaf. Yes, me too. It was really a temptation to color it. But feel free to do it now. You can add color. You can make a picture before and post it in our group as our warm-up sketch. And I'm looking forward to seeing them. And I'm looking forward to the challenge. So it will be again for each one of us, for everyone, for me as well, a great adventure to really try out new styles, and I'm really going to enjoy all the different drawing styles already. So I'm looking forward to seeing your warm-up sketch. We will start in 1 week, so see you soon. And we will do the first prompt together next week. If you want, you can do it with me. So see you soon.